hot place. Welcome in, my beautiful shooters. Beautiful little Saturday in South Georgia. Hello, hello, for those who are just joining in. Just getting started off. Broke my tripod, so yeah, we're gonna have to hold it for a little while. It's fine. Hello, Husky family, or Husker family. I can't see Husker family. Been out in the sun cutting grass all day, so I think I still got sweat in my eyes. Figured I'd hop on for a few minutes. All my favorite gun tubers have either gotten offline or hadn't got on yet, so I figured I'd throw one up for a few minutes. 26 people. Thank y'all for joining in. Hey, hit that like and subscribe button. 13. Nice to see everybody in. How's everybody fourth go? Yes, they're real. No, I can't touch on YouTube in my live if I do. You see the ammo sitting there in the background for them. All them in there is real too. Oh no, I don't believe in airsoft. Good thing about America, we don't have to have airsoft. We got the real thing. Hello, everybody. Thank y'all for jumping on. Hey, if you'll do me a favor, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Just a small channel who has a love of firearms and love to share knowledge with other people. The knives are just basic folders. One's a SOG and one's just a little cheap Academy special. We're in America here. Of course, I think we're about the only country that allows you to have as much as we do have. I haven't gotten much into the knives. I do carry a folder because of boxes or anything I may come into throughout the day. I do have a couple of more expensive knives, but most of them are for like camping and stuff. They have the fire starters and stuff with them, the ferrocerium rods and things like that. I got a BlizzTech. I think that's like $350 for it. But hey, if you know some good brands, I'm up for suggestions. Broke my tripod once again, so if the camera gets a little shaky, it's because my arm's getting tired. I don't only logged on because all my gun tubers were off. I was bored, so I figured I'd make my own gun tube. For those who might be interested, on your left there is the 9mm Shield Plus, which is my everyday carry. My backup, which is a 357 Magnum or 38 Special. Got a few little random boxes of ammo there, 45 auto, 12 gauge, 9mm, and then that's a 12 gauge semi-automatic AR platform. Citadel, I think is its name brand. A few little just reasonable prices, or reasonable price guns to show people that you can protect yourself, home defense, and everyday carry on a budget. Just be careful which brands you choose to carry. A lot of them have a lot of problems. These are pretty much tested. The 357 is actually tested in real life. Had a self-defense situation 3 Labor Days ago with that firearm. So I know it does what it's supposed to do when it's supposed to do it. And then that shield, I'm roughly right at 5,000 rounds through it. Most definitely an expensive habit. Hey guys, do me a favor, like and subscribe. Make a comment. Tell me where you're from. Where you're watching from. Doesn't cost you a dime. I'll never come on asking you for money. If I need ammo, I go buy my ammo. If I need another firearm, I'll go buy my firearm. I will not ask my followers to pay for that. I do this because I like to find other like-minded individuals and meet people from all over and share stories. This is just my little nightly gun safe, whatever I'm going to have by my bedside at nighttime. It's just a little cheap safe that you get from like Academy Sports or one of the big box stores. More of my everyday carries go in that, and then I've got a big safe for other firearms. I believe very much, unless I'm doing a video and other than the one I carry on my side, I believe in keeping them locked up. Nobody has access to my firearms but myself. And for those who are going to ask, no, we cannot touch them during a live stream. For some reason, YouTube will go ballistic and end your live stream if you touch them. Once again, Smith & Wesson Shield Plus, Poly Protector, which is a Taurus 357 Magnum /38, Citadel 12 gauge semi-automatic on somewhat of an AR platform. In the background, you can faintly see my little pink Cricket 22 single shots that I bought my daughters years ago when they were kids. I appreciate everybody hopping on. Every comment that you make. And if you hear a baby crying in the background, yeah, that's my grandkid. I think he's ready for dinner. $21. Hey, let's try to run it up to 21 likes to match the amount of people that are in the room. Or 21 comments. My channel is a small channel. Nothing special. Don't claim to be anything special. Matter of fact, on my profile it tells you I'm a no one from a small town in South Georgia who just has a love for the 2A community. Welcome in, welcome in. Hey, hit that like and subscribe button. Drop a comment. Doesn't cost you a dime. Just drop a comment, hit the like and subscribe. What's up, T Holiday? of the 3.0. Actually, that's a 12 gauge. That's a city. If you're talking about that one. Oops. Sorry about that, guys. Had to swap hands for a minute. I have to run out here in a few minutes and buy me a new tripod. I decided to crush mine. Hey, you guys, if you do got a 12 gauge, that front box of shells you see there, if you can see the Defenders, man, I highly suggest them if you're using them for home defense or personal protection. They hold a great pattern out to 75 yards. I thank you to y'all today. Yeah, I like it. I'm new to that platform as far as in 12 gauge, but it's been impressive so far. Only problem is you got to shoot hotter ammo in it. You know, my pumps will eat anything I put in it, from cheap Walmart stuff to expensive. Them semi-automatics, you got to have a little bit hotter ammo, at least over 1,300 foot-pounds, or they won't cycle correctly. But that's what I like about that Shield Plus sitting on the left. I haven't found an ammo that it won't eat. And then the knives are just little cheap knives. I got a SOG. Oh no, Alex, that's not my most expensive. My channel highlights some of my cheaper platform guns to show people. My main focus is to teach you to get something, train with it, get comfortable with it, and then step up. Oh no, I've got firearms that I've got thousands of dollars in. Then I have some cheap firearms that I have thousands of dollars in. I got a Gerson 45, and if you go back and look at my content, that I literally, it's a $300 gun. It's a 1911 45 ACP, but the whole gun is now Wilson Combat. The springs, the sear springs, everything. I don't have the Legion. I have a Sig 22. Ah, shit. I'll have to look. It's on my content. Nope. I got rid of the Judge and traded it in for that Poly, which is a shorter version and a 357, but it's wider than the Judge. Thought I was going to be smart and use my Judge holster when I got that, and nah, it won't fit. The best gun I have, I've got a Colts Woodsman. What, 20s and 30s model. I have a few Kimbers. What you will not see me with is a Glock. I just don't care for combat Tupperware. I do have a Glock 21, which is 45 ACP, but that's the only one I have. I have some Walthers, but that's Shield Plus I prefer over all of them. The one on the table. Right now I can't because I'd have to end the live. I'll do my next live. I'll throw the Glock up. And I'll throw the other 45 up, the 1911 that I'm building. It's got the custom grips. I got the St. Jude grips on it, which is the patron saint of lost causes. I always say if I have to pull it out, whoever's on the other end will be a lost cause. But I've got a Henry 22, which was at the beginning was a basic model that belonged to my father-in-law. Just in Cerakote and woodwork, because I'm building a tribute gun to him. I inherited it when he passed. But just in Cerakote and woodwork, I've got $1,500 in that firearm. And it's just a basic 22 Henry lever action. It is. It's a. Hunting bird. It's a joke in my home, but yeah, I had to get the St. Jude patron saint grips because I always said I was a lost cause. But then I got to thinking about it. If you're on the other end of that 45 with them Hornady hollow points, it's a pretty lost cause. For those who are wondering, that's a Citadel 12 gauge semi-auto on somewhat of an AR platform. I say somewhat because you still charge it from the side instead of the rear. Um, Decent. I mean, it's decent. Um, my Smith & Wesson Shield Plus, my Taurus 357 Protector Poly, just some random ammo there, a couple of cheap knives. The black one's a SOG, and the other is just a little Academy Special. I think it's a Remington or a Winchester. I can't remember. But unfortunately, I can't flip it over to read it because if I touch it during live, they'll suspend my live. 41 people. Hey guys, thank you. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for visiting. Drop a comment, like, and subscribe. It don't cost you a dime. I just enjoy meeting new people who have a love of firearms. No, I don't. Hunting bird. You can go to my content. Just about 90% of what I have is in my content. I have almost 300 videos. What's up, Frog Lover? Doing good. Um, got a Ruger 5.7, and that one I run the green tips and the blue tips. People were asking what my more expensive guns were. Huntingbird, look, Bud's Guns. There's several sites you can actually look. That's like me. One of the guns I got rid of years ago, and now I'm regretting it, was my Ruger P95, which is 9mm. But I've been wanting to acquire one, and they don't make them anymore. And I found two on Bud's Gun Shops last night. I've scaled down my collection a lot here lately. I've gotten custody of my three grandbabies and don't have time to do a lot that I used to do. So other than home protection, a lot of my stuff is getting scaled down little by little. Oh, go to bulk ammo and look that up. That's a good place to get ammo. I don't do any real crazy ammo. I do a lot of my stuff, you know, Academy Sports and places like that, pawn shops. Ultra Fire, what's up? Now listen, that Colt Commando was a good freaking firearm, and I don't see many people making content about it. So if you make content, please make one. Ultra Fire, I'll shoot you a sub if I'm not already subbed to your channel, because I support everybody who subs to me. Ha, shoot the table. No, bro, I don't believe in shooting a firearm off in the house unless I absolutely have to. I've had to discharge my weapon inside once, and I think it took damn near 3 weeks for me to get my hearing back where it wasn't ringing. I hope I never get put in that position again. Ultra fire, oh Lord, Ruger 5.7, mostly handguns. I like handguns more than long guns. Um, oh, what happened? Well, I've been in three. One was an 80-year-old neighbor that two people decided they were going to do a home invasion on. I owned a convenience store for years, and so the other two were, one was robbery related, and the other one was outside. A gentleman decided he was going to shoot two people. Had a 4-year-old child run outside, and I was on top of him. It was all on camera. I was on top of him, begging, "Please don't shoot," after he had already shot two other people. So I had to return fire on him to save the 4-year-old. And people say the police seize your weapon. I guess because of all the cameras and stuff. That 357 sitting right there. That day, they took my two shell casings and handed me back the firearm. That day. No charges, no anything. Then I owned cab companies for over 20 years, so got all kind of interesting stories with that. Yeah, God is very good. I've been fortunate. I have been shot. I have been stabbed in my lifetime. But the wildest story, I owned a cab, and a friend of mine, daddy owned a car lot, and he was having his bachelor party. And I drove them to a town called Savannah, Georgia, about an hour away for their bachelor party. Well, one of his buddies took his 40 with him, and they had all been drinking that night. We get in the parking garage, and I hear him rack the firearm, which I knew what he was trying to do. He was drunk, trying to take one out the chamber and put it up. And I turned around to tell him I would do it. And all of a sudden it went off. The bullet went through my seat, somehow around me, into the driver's door, and put a big ass hole in the side of this guy's brand new Suburban that I was driving. Oh yeah, yeah. Ultra fire, yes. I still have a few issues with that today, to this very day, because even though I was completely in the right, you still, if you have any kind of conscience, you still go back and question that day. Is there anything you could have done different? Which I know there wasn't. The child ran out the door, and it showed me on camera try to grab him, and I missed him the first time. And then it shows me basically tumble out the door and land on top of the child, and it shows me throw my right hand up where I'm saying don't shoot. And then it shows me come out from under me with my left hand in the 357, and it shows me fire twice. But you still question. You still ask yourself, could you have done something different? Because I'm a firm believer in there's steps. If you're going to carry one of these daily, you learn to talk it out, walk it out, run it out, fight it out. Only when all them other are exhausted do you choose to go the pew pew route. Because one thing, it's not like video games. You can't take it back. Once you put that 3 to 7 pounds to that trigger mechanism, that's it. There's no retracting it. Welcome in everybody who's just joined. Hey, if you will, hit that like, subscribe, drop a comment. It don't cost you a dime. Be friendly. Say hey. Say where you're from. Myself, I'm in South Georgia. I'm about 50 miles from Jacksonville, Florida, and about 50 miles from Savannah, Georgia. Dead in between, right here on the coast. Look, the Gen 5 is the way to go on the 30. I went to the 21 because I have rheumatoid arthritis and smaller hands. So the regular Glock 30 was a little too thick for me to comfortably fire it, like carry for every day. So, but the Gen 5 I hear on the 30 has slimmed up the grip a little bit. But I went to the 21 because I wanted the 45 ACP with the thinner grip. That's my biggest fuss about Glock. The grips for average people, I guess they're fine, but to people who have hand problems and stuff like that, the grips are just a little too thick. That's what I like about that Shield Plus. It gives me, if I go with the Equalizer platform magazines, I've got 15 plus one, and then I've got 13 plus one, and then I got two 10 plus ones. So that's enough firepower for 9 mil. Now, one thing I will say about this the AR platform, I actually do not like this style of shotgun. I'd rather deal with a pump. I can load out a pump twice as fast as I can load that one magazine. If you're going with an AR pistol, I still like my 14s on the barrel length, but 10.5 would be good. I just like a little longer barrel, even on an ARP. I've got one. I've got a little honey badger that I've never fired. I've just never took it out. It's in 300 blackout. But yeah, most of my collection, somebody had asked me earlier and I got sidetracked. A lot of what I have is handguns. Yeah, I know it has to be under 26. I get what you're saying. Um, and you're using it as a truck gun, which is a great choice. See, I like Taurus. I'm a fan of Taurus. Matter of fact, my one of my first concealed carry when I first got my license was a Taurus PT 111 Pro. Sebastian, you're a Taurus. You're glad I'm a fan. Oh, sure, Sebastian. Why not? Everybody needs a little crazy in their life, I suppose. Hang on, let me reread that there. What is the optimal headspace dimension for a specific caliber 308 Winchester? How does it affect the firearm safety and performance? I don't think it affects the safety whatsoever. Performance? Not that I'm aware of. And the other question there, the optimal headspace, I'm not 100% sure. I don't claim to be a complete expert. I know more than some, and not as not as much as a lot of people. Taurus, the stable ones, not the damn ones I've dated. Yes, I do like SIGs. I have a SIG. Um, it's in my content. Let's say it's it. Oh, I have no problems with SIGs at all. Just throw it at them if it don't shoot. Now that's high point. High point's the one you like to throw at people. Well, that's like my little Diamondback 380. A lot of people don't like the Diamondback platform. Oh, it blocked your comment because you said go watch my kid. I don't have to watch my kid, brother. I got somebody doing that for me. Grandpa takes very good care of his kids. But to show you that I don't care who comments, there you go. I'll make it where everybody can see what you said. Oh, another moderator handled it. That's fine too. My grandbabies are very well taken care of. That's why family and children placed them in my home. I'm in a closed room with a locked door, safe sitting right there, that once I'm done with my video, everything will go back in that safe except for whatever I'm carrying on me for tonight. My wife is in the other room with the child feeding him right now. That is why he is crying. When you stop shoving a spoon in his mouth, he throws a fit. When I got him December 2nd, he was 4 pounds, 3 ounces. Now he is 14 pounds, 4 ounces. I got to shake awake. I, I, I've got it running on my Smith & Wesson foldable carbine. Um, I thought about taking it off that and putting it on this, but then again, I like the flip up sights that's on this because I mean it's 12 gauge. Um, uh, so I think, and in all my 12 gauges, I have not found optics that hold up very well, nor flashlights that hold up very well. The trigger seems to be fine on this one. That was one of the things I read before I got the firearm. I don't seem to have a problem with this at all. However, you still have to run the hotter ammo. It does not like that cheap ammo. I don't care what you, it just doesn't like it. But like I was telling people, I'm about where I would rather have a pump because that magazine is hell to load. I can load my pump 2 or 3 times faster than I can that one magazine. I don't know if it's just the springs need to be broke in, or if it's just that damn aggravating to load it. Yeah, I've got to get some more. I've got to get some more lights and optics. Uh, Once again, I'd gotten away from a lot of it, and I happened to that Citadel had a deal that I just couldn't pass up. I'll tell you this: brand new, I paid um, sub 300. It was a sale that they had going, and just to have one to play around with and see what I could add to, I couldn't pass it up. Yeah, I got a great deal on it. And of all places, Academy, if you know what Academy Sports is. But that's like when I got the Smith and Wesson there. I caught it on sale, fell in love with it, and it's been with me ever since. I think they're running somewhere around 5 now. Yeah, America. You're right, America. I love it. I love the right to keep and bear arms. You see if it'll show you there. That's a Mossberg 500. The little pink Cricket 22s. I bought them. My daughters are 26 now. They were 7 years old when I bought the 2 little Crickets to teach them how to shoot with. And there they sit in my safe. That's my Mossberg 500. These are just my bedside guns. You can't see the 22 Henry, you can you can barely see the trigger guard there. Yes, you're right. I would rather have M-lock. I don't know who's erasing it. Sebastian. I've seen everything you said, I think. And you're right. It's a small live chat. I don't have a lot of people. No, I don't want any comments erased unless it's something that can get us canceled. Um, no, but my neighbor does. I was sitting here yesterday and they were firing off fireworks, and my neighbor is a local sheriff's deputy, and he has a firing range, the local firing range, and he has a cannon. And every time he fires that bitch off, it rattles every window in my house. Nah, I broke my tripod, and I'm trying to hold with one hand while I drink a soda, so. Oh no, I'm very accurate. Oh, shooting seagulls in Florida? Well, nah, we don't shoot seagulls, bro. We give them Alka Seltzer. If you've ever worked on a shrimp boat, all these humanitarians, you would understand why we don't like seagulls. Them jokers come peck you on the head, poop on you, take your shrimp or your fish, and fly off. You in North Florida? So you're right down the road from me because Jacksonville's only 45 minutes from me. No, you never have enough guns. They're Dodge or Doge or whatever. Oh, the revolver is a Taurus 357 Protector Poly. There's more in that safe. You just can't see them because I haven't turned the camera. There's a Ruger 1022 with a banana mag. There's an 18.5-inch Mossberg pump or Maverick 88 pump. Henry 22 lever action that was my father-in-law's that I put so much money in refurbishing. Um, and still going. I'm waiting on the plaques to come in that I can install in the stock. All my firearms, you can go to my content and see. Yeah, that what I call the nanner mag. It's the 25 round. Damn, spam blowing me up on a Saturday. I don't think it. It just says I can't touch the firearms. I wonder if I could scroll to the left and show the safe without getting. I'm not going to chance it. The Ruger's on my. Wait, Which Ruger are you talking about? The 5.7 or the 1022? Oscar, that wasn't you calling me unless you was trying to sell me a damn life insurance policy or some shit that I don't need. Oh, the Ruger 1022. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can kind of scroll out. You could see it sitting right there. And then the cricket. You see the green? That's the tribute Henry 1022 that I'm building out that was my father-in-law's. That's the one I've got over $1,500 in woodwork and Cerakote. But then the Ruger 1022 is right there. And then in there somewhere is the Mossberg or the Maverick 88. The pink ones are my daughter's guns that I bought when they were preteens to teach them how to shoot. And now they're grown. That's how long I've had them. That's how I don't get rid of firearms. I've had them to, what, at least 16, 17 years. They're they're called crickets. They're 22 single shot bolt action rifles. I wouldn't say I'm a redneck. I grew up in the hood. Damn. Oh, you're a redneck mountain hick. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with mountain folk. Look here, some of the best people I know, mountain folk. I just do folding knives. Funny story, but real. I'm not that much of a knife person. I do carry a folder if I have to open anything or anything, but I carried guns most of my life. Have never shot myself. You hand me a pocket knife within 5 minutes, I'm going to cut myself. Generally. Oh yes, they are. Some of the best people I ever met. Hey guys, do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already. Feel free to drop a comment. Um, Once again, just I don't do this for money. I don't do this for anything other than to get on here and talk shit to other people. I got another one that says messages held. Whoever's doing the moderating to see what the message is. Funny about the poly protector. Let me see if I can zoom in. The only problem this gun has, and you hear people talk about it on the internet, and all you have to do is change out one screw. How it likes to lock that hammer up or the cylinder don't want to spin. If you look at the very tip of that poly, the silver screw, that's normally you're not supposed to see it. It's supposed to be covered by a cap. I replaced that one screw with a regular like sheet metal screw, and I have not had another problem whatsoever. I'd sent it to Taurus 3 different times, and they come back saying it was fixed, and it wasn't. I took that cap off, and the screw's just not long enough to hold the cylinder in place, and it was locking up. Oh wow, you really gonna say something like that? Why would you wish anybody to do that? That's just sad to wish people to do that. Oh, I'm glad you like my ugly guns. I appreciate the comment though. You ran my stats up. I don't know who the mod is. Nah, I don't sell drugs. Oh yeah, the poly protectors. It's a great little firearm. Now I will tell you, look up the Winchester brand of ammo for the 357. It's the lead with the copper coating. Be careful with them because they have a bad habit of the shavings coming out the side of the cylinder and flying back, hitting you in the face. I found that out 2 weeks ago. I thought I had a problem with the firearm, and it was the ammo. Richard, Richard, let me back up and see what you said. You'll be the moderator? Yeah, that's fine. Let me click on your name, pin message, add as a moderator. Gotcha. Gotcha. You're set. Thank you, Richard. And like I said, basic comments I don't mind, but if it's something bad enough that could get us removed and took off a chat, they don't need to be in here. I mean, I don't care if they call some firearm ugly or if they ask if they're real 5,000 times. That doesn't bother me. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody has a First Amendment right to say what they want to say. And a lot of times I chalk it up that it's better to be thought stupid than to open your mouth and remove all doubt. Well, I try to stay chill. I don't let anybody upset me, man. Yeah, it's an AR shotgun. It's the Citadel Boss 25. Pretty decent. Get rid of it now. That's something I won't deal with. I will not deal with racism. I've got 2 grandbabies that are Punjabi Indian, and I got one that's half black. If anybody has a problem with that, go ahead and take yourself off the live. Yes, I do. Oh, wait, of the Citadel, the shooting, no, I haven't made that content yet. Yeah, look, man, firearm safety, even my ammo, if you look, the ammo that I carry is designed to stop with whatever I'm shooting at. It doesn't travel through 19 walls and hit an innocent pedestrian 2 miles away. I don't operate that way. Oh no, I don't crash out. I do not crash out. I got 3 babies in the other room that depend on me. I no crashing out on my side. Yep, got a 1911. It's on my. Usually it's out, but today I didn't take it out. But it's on my. It's on my content. Take a look at what again? Oh, the coin. I don't know what that is. Somebody gave that to me, and it's Punisher or something. It's just a little coin. I don't want to get too close because I don't want them to think I'm touching the firearm. I'll do a video and have it where you can see it better on the next video. It's just something that I forgot. Actually, I forgot to take it off the stand today. Watch the shadow come nightfall. No, I don't worry about shadows. I got something real big sitting right behind me. Let me know anything that hits the yard. Jack, come here. Jack, come here. Come to this side. Lazy ass. Jack said to hell with me. That's my bulldog. He's laying on the foot of the bed. He don't want to move. Yeah, Jack in the house. Nah, he's not very little. Yeah, the shotgun runs good. Once again, hotter ammo. As long as I run over 1,300 pounds, foot-pounds shells, I have no problem with that shotgun. You throw some Walmart birdshot in it, you're going to be manually ejecting every shot. Can you see, Jack? Jack, come here. That's Jack. Jack, skid him. Skid him. Skid him. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Lay down. Lay down. Sit. Sit. Poof. There you go. That's Jack. Yeah, he's a good boy. About 80 pounds, roughly. He's almost 8 years old. He was a rescue. I like hopeless causes. Kind of one of the reasons my 1911 has a St. Jude grips on it. Hey, look, that's what I'm saying. Guns, dogs, grandkids. I'm well protected. Smacks, that's not funny, bro. Oh, I love dogs. I tell people all the time, I love animals more than people in most cases. 9 millimeter. I just don't like the 40 round. I never have. Got rid of, I think I had 3 different 40s, and I don't like the ballistics on it. No, I do not have anything NFA. Right now, I can't because of the situation I'm in with the grandchildren. Um, being that they're in my protective custody through CPS, I will not apply for anything NFA because I don't want them to ask, basically have any concerns. They know that I have firearms and they're all locked and safe. So I figured that's pushing my luck enough. Anything NFA is at my brother-in-law's house, and he builds suppressors and long distance rifles for the government. So anything like that is kept at his home. Oh, I'm lighting a cigarette. I smoke. Yeah, you would think, but that's the first thing they wanted me to do when they came into the home was open my gun safe and open my medicine safe. They wanted to make sure what I had and what was in there, which you would think wouldn't matter. What'd you report me for? What did I do? Yeah, family and children in Georgia. Man, that's a trip. Weapons of war. Please show me a weapon of war. If you would take any of these weapons to war, you'd be crazy as hell. You do know war weapons, they're using drones and shit like that now. They're not using stuff like this. This is way outdated. Oh, I love the Segas. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff banned in Russia. I love it when people talk about weapons of war because just watching our the latest developments, in our news and the weapons they're using now and the capability of these drones and all this crazy stuff. That's the new weapons of war. Everything's AI and lasers, and I wish they'd give us some of them things. Oh, ammo prices are outrageous. My Gersan I bought the 45. One of the reasons I went ahead and rebuilt it all to Wilson Combat, it said it needed a 500 round break-in. With 50 rounds of a 45 ACP at the time was like $55, $60. I'm like, hell with that. I just rebuild the gun. Yeah, the super safeties, I've seen them. I just haven't. I don't have any experience with them. Oh no, I don't have a flamethrower yet. That's the keyword, yet. Yeah, when you start putting FRTs on things on AR-15, yeah, you're getting close to a military grade, but you're still not there. You're still not to where they're shooting like, for instance, take one of your older ones, the Browning BAR. That's a hell of a weapon. Uh, I like the T sauce also. I got its other version, which is the Grasan, but I gutted it. Everything is Wilson Combat. I mean, literally, the sear spring, the bulletproof firing pin and ejector, and I'm running a 13-pound recoil spring in it compared to a 18. I have completely rebuilt, completely polished every sear, everything. The slide was custom fit to the firearm. I'll put that on my next live. I might even throw up my wife's firearms. She's a school teacher. She carries the little Taurus 380. And then she's got a 40, 42. I think that's the Glock 380. It's the 42. Bright ass pink. Wyndham weaponry. I don't know. I'll look them up. I haven't heard of them. Hey, the FRTs are a lot of fun. Some of your binaries. It's I'm interested, but being that I carry most of what you see here are things that I would carry on it every day, and that's something I'm funny about. I will not alter an everyday trigger. I won't do it. You can order them. Now, if you go somewhere to have them installed, they're going to expect you to have an FFL to put them in. Hey, a FRT and a 22 is the best thing to have. That little Ruger 1022, I was looking at a drop-in for it. And because, I mean, it's a fun little gun and the ammo's cheap. You don't have much problem with jamming. Biggest problem I had, the Ruger BX 25 round magazine basically it has a small glitch, but you can solve it by taking a empty 22 cartridge and sticking it in the hole, and it'll feed every round. Um, you have to take the mag apart, and where the feed ramp is, there's a little hole, and you just stick up. The best thing is a 22 short shell, which is cartridge, not shell. Stick it in, and it takes the little gap away, and it lets it fire every round. Hey, thanks. I'll hit you back when this is over. I'll go through and shoot you a sub. You have a binary on the Ruger. I watched a video on that one the other night. That's neat. And like I said, the price of ammo, you can go out all day and have fun for what it would cost 2 hours with a 45 or a 5.56 or a, I mean, yes, I keep my trigger stopped on my everydays. Now, my range guns, I love to tinker with and see what I can get the trigger pull down to. My 1911, I've had it as low as 2.5. No, as long as you don't the arms room, as long as I don't touch none of them, they don't seem to give me any trouble. Um, the only thing I'm seeing is my view count. Um, like I'll put up a video and it'll have likes, but the likes and the views don't match up. I'll have more likes than I do views. Yeah, Travis. Only problem when you get that low, um, a 45. If you're not careful when you go to playing with the sear and the trigger pull and all that, it's real easy to accidentally turn that into something that the government don't like. If you know what I'm saying, it goes boom boom a little too fast. So you gotta be careful when you're playing with that. You get what's called a hammer drop. I had to order a whole new sear and spring the first time I tried to adjust the poundage. Hey, but everything's learning, you live and you learn. Well, guys, I've been on an hour and two. I do appreciate everybody, and I appreciate every comment. Hey, feel free to jump on anytime I'm on live, and I'm gonna go back and subscribe to everybody. Um, Thank you. Thank you for the conversation. Uh, like I said earlier, I'm raising 3 kids at 50, starting over. I don't get out very much anymore, but I enjoy the community. I enjoy the Second Amendment. I enjoy talking to you guys. Hey, be blessed, stay strapped, stay safe.